We are live and direct once again. You are welcome to IPOB Truth Bearers. You are welcome to BIAFRA Sunday School. This is 31st season of its kind with IPOB Truth Bearers. We have once again come today to bless you, to bless humanity, to bless Biafrans more especially with nothing but the truth, the salvaging truth. Our people are being caged with lies. They are being caged with deceptions. They are being caged with duplicity, and more especially psychological disease, psychological lies, psychological captivity, tying our people down politically and otherwise. And no other people can help to liberate us apart from we liberating ourselves. Other people can only intervene or interfere when they have realized that they have no option than to support us liberating ourselves. So that is the reason we cannot keep quiet, and we are not forget that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had made it clear that he will destroy Nigeria with their truth. So standing on the virtue of that comment, we as IPOB Truth Bearers, we are Mazi Nnamdi Kanu supporters. We are Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's flag bearers. We stand for the truth, and we speak the truth alongside Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And without being told, we see Nigeria being destroyed. Nigeria never remains the same. And this is one of the statements of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Nigeria will never remain the same, and we see it happening. We see it happening just before us. It is becoming undeniable. Even unborn children are beginning to feel the negative effects of Nigeria right inside of their mother's womb. Even from the dirty water, from the impure water, contaminated water their mother drank, malnutritious food many of the pregnant women eat, and the poor medication affect even the children in their womb. So everybody are becoming very realistic about the fact that Nigeria is devastating, and the devastation is sourced from the truth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and us, IPOB, and more especially we who are consistent to speaking the truth. Other people may speak the truth today, they will begin to lie tomorrow, just like Owazirike and the many others. Just like even the betrayers in IPOB, but we have taken it upon ourselves that we can never betray the Biafra struggle. We can never betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Many of you have been hearing me repeating it steadily, that if everybody will trade the Biafra struggle and it will remain only two consistent people, that two consistent people will be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and myself. And I still maintain my stand. I still maintain my stand because I know the secrets, which many other people do not know. So we have been hearing about the lies. Tinubu lying as if he has become a messiah, as if he has become a superhero to salvaging Nigeria. Lying from everywhere. What is it called? Malami lying. Nigerian government lying, presenting 15 count charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Otu Awuneji. None of the count charges is true, none among the 15. Because if any of them had been true, the Appeal Court of Nigeria would never have declared Mazi Nnamdi Kanu acquitted. They would never have declared him discharged. By now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be outside, while the rest of the Nigerian politicians should be in the prison. They are counting out 15 charges, 15 count charges, but they are not telling you that Buhari is dead. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said Buhari is dead in July 2017. After 2 months, they invaded his home. Then he escaped for his dear life from Israel, from Europe, from many places. He began to broadcast, and still be repeating the same. We have been broadcasting it. Why didn't they put that matter that the Buhari is dead into the count charges, then we begin to go on that charge. Biafrans, think very deeply. Why did they not put it into that count charges? It is because they know the Buhari is dead. They know that that Fulani, the Agbero impostor is not the original Buhari, and they are just playing the card. Peter Obi knows. Do you think Peter Obi don't know? But you are shouting obedient movement. Do you think Tinubu don't know? Do you think Atiku Abubakar do not know? All of them know that Buhari is dead. That is the reason they cannot judge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with that comment. And that is the reason they are buying time, delaying, presenting Obi to you, Tinubu to you, Abubakar Atiku to you, delaying and waiting for you to vote so that they will use that voting as a reason to change another person into Asoro. Then we all will just like mugus, like olukus, like gullibles, forget about the issue that the original Buhari is dead. How deceitful lying these people can be, and how can you trust them if they can hide this kind of secrets? What do you think they can do? And they are still telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is acquitted. He had been discharged, but we cannot release him because if we release him, there will be commotion, there will be problem, there will be scatter everywhere. Then what is wrong with releasing him? Why are they afraid of releasing an innocent man? So this is to tell you that all this while, all that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying against Nigerian government are true. They are evil. The devil's alternative. If they are genuine, why don't they release him? Why are they afraid of releasing an innocent man? So this is what we are talking about. And we have come once again to elaborate more and more, to highlight and to tell you, to analyze, bringing information, fact, and the figures. You know, we don't believe in fiction, we believe in reality, because the fact and the reality are the basis, the fundamental component of the truth. So we bring it the way it is, without sentiment, without hypocrisy. I am your serviceable servant, Evangelist Idima Carlo, as you know. I hail from Ohafia. Ohafia is in Abia, and I domicile in the city of Valencia, right here in Spain. Beside me is my comrade, Mama Patricia Onwume, an honorable woman in the Biafra struggle, a special woman, very unique from barely all of the women in the Biafra struggle. She is very, very unique. The way we are is the way our things are. We are pure, we are genuine. So I will be handing over the microphone to this great woman, honorable woman, honest woman. Among the Biafra freedom fighters, people have been looking to see her fault to condemn her, but nobody had ever seen any fault to condemn her because she is really genuine. Mama Patricia, can you take over the microphone? Giving your preliminary word to Biafrans and the world, then introducing yourself. Carry on.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mazi Collins, for this opportunity given to me to speak and welcome our people to this platform, the platform of truth, where Mazi said we will speak this truth to the end of our life. And of course, the truth must be spoken. We are not going to pat lies at the back, but we'll continue speaking the truth because we have seen the effectiveness of truth. Truth is God, and God is truth. And when we use them, we can break everything. We can mount anything that is unsurmountable. We will win because God gives strength to the people that speaks the truth. He gives victory to them because you can't bury truth. Mazi never did. Until this very point, we are seeing what is happening. the catastrophe that the zoological Nigeria has put themselves into. They are swimming in their own peril every day. And that made them very significant to what Mazi has given to them. Mazi said that they are animals. Because even animals, they have much better sense than what we're seeing. How can human beings call themselves human being when they cannot reason? When what is in them is all evil? We have seen the color, the fruit from every angle. We have had the Fulani man who made some comments some time ago that was mocking every other region, telling them that they are in charge, the Fulanis, telling us that Nigeria is their own. And of course, nobody is going to die for Nigeria, not even them. Nobody is going to die for Nigeria. Nobody has ever died for Nigeria, and nobody will. It's only one point we know very clear in this life, where Jesus said, what greater love is this, than a man who laid down his life for his friend? And God himself laid down his life for the whole world to save the world. The next person that followed the same truth, the same love, and showed it to mankind was Moses, Paul in the Bible, and another person, few of them like that. Mazi was sent by God, following the steps of those who God prepared to come and save humanity, especially his race. And Mazi made the same comment. You don't hear such comment from anywhere that is not godly. You can't hear it from P2B. You can't hear it from all the leaders in that Nigeria. You cannot hear it from even the Western leaders that is working with them to destroy the whole soul that is in that place. You can't hear it. Nobody will do that. Only those God has called and put his love in them. Mazi made this statement that he would lay down and sacrifice everything, including himself. You know, he didn't say, I will sacrifice my family and myself, I want to be alive. Including himself, so that he will give freedom to mankind. He will give freedom to Biafra. He will make sure that the Yorubas, the Media Belt, the Hausas, even the same evil Fulanis, if they will believe the truth, so that they will be free. Have you heard such from anywhere, Biafrans? How else will you know the person who is telling you truth and showing you love? Ultimate love. Where else can you find such? The rest are busy accumulating wealth, are busy telling you lies in your faces. Both them, the leaders, the politicians, the governors, the presidents, and the pastors as well. They all are working together, manipulating, using you like toy. But now you have seen everything coming to be. We are seeing it. Everyone is seeing what Mazi, the servant of God, has already prophesied and is seeing. That is, we are seeing it. We are living it day by day. Can anybody come out and say one thing he said which has not happened? Or one lie he said which you are saying, this man said the lie. Now we have seen the truth. Just like my colleague said, when he said that Buhari was dead in 2017, he also used the same Biafra that he led his life and everything he has down because of Biafra, that he cannot negotiate it. But he said, if they can do DNA and tell him or show to the world that that person that they have put there is Buhari, not the one he said is dead. Not the one the international world knew and knows that he is dead. If they can prove that he made a mistake, that he would quickly drop everything about Biafra and he will accept being Nigeria. Nobody has debunked that truth. And they never brought it to in one of their charges. They never. Because they know that truth is like a sword that is cutting them at every angle. They are the one that is bound and in chain. All of them moving corpses. They are moving dead corpses they are. But Mazi is free. If they don't know, let them know it. Mazi, the truth that he has preached and stood for has set him free in every ramification. They are the ones that will suffer, not Mazi. But I want to use this time to tell us, Biafrans, that they are bringing up Peter Obi, no matter how angelic voice he may want to show. Ah, what a good man. I see some people praising him. He's going to do well. We have known that other politicians, other governors, Tinubu and the rest are bad. Peter Obi is good. All his lies. It's a distraction that Katrina Lang, the same people that colonized us, the Biafrans, that don't want us to be free, they are the ones that sent him. They are using him as a distraction, using all of them as a distraction, because there won't be any election in Nigeria. You people should know that. They have collected their persons. I mean, the same zoological evil leaders that are there, the Fulanis, that the British put in place. They have already collected the number that will put them to continue ruling in their given Nigeria, according to them. So your vote or your election or whatever is not going to make any change. You will only talk. After talking, you sit down. The best thing that Mazi told us is every ethnic group, Yoruba, Middle Belt, Hausa, the Biafrans themselves, is everybody to go into their own group and refuse to participate in election and refuse to have anything to do with Nigeria. You reject that evil and the evil will leave you. That's the only thing Mazi said. And they know there won't be any election. And they want to make your passion for your freedom to just die cool. See Mazi, he said he's going to defeat them even in their court, that they have nothing against him. Jesus said the same thing. The devil comes, but he has nothing in my hand. They have come, they have picked him, they have sold him. They thought they have, we have grabbed this lion. Let us do what we want to do. Even in their presence, he has defeated them. So Biafrans, arise. Arise and pursue truth and use it. It's your sword, it's your bullet. Use it and debunk every lie, every election propaganda, every Peter Obi and his cohorts, every Soludo, all the politicians, even the ones from the Niger Delta that is guiding the pipeline, or the one that Biafra will not come. It will come, but not now. I mean, Uchemefo. And all the saboteurs, use truth and kick them off from your side. Biafrans, we need freedom. We need referendum. God made us equal. Nobody has the right to come and kill you and remove you from your ancestral land and put foreigners from Niger, from everywhere. Nobody has that right. Guide your loins. Pick up your defense tools and defend yourself, because they are not spirits. They are human beings like you are. Let's do like David, that was before Goliath. Small he was, but God gave him the victory because he moved on with courage and truth, which is what Mazi has taught us. We are here once again to continue this pathway that the servant of God has brought us, which is the only way that can liberate us. Truth and our freedom. Biafra. I am a Biafran, and Biafra I need. My name is Patricia, and I'm from Anambra. Anambra is in Biafra land. Get yourself ready and join us with your opinion, with your ideas. Call in, and let's move on together. Thank you.
God bless you, Mama Patricia, for that wonderful preliminary word. So, dear friends, share the program. Invite others to join this wonderful occasion where we come to lecture, to give the right information to our people, because education is information and the real education is about acquiring the right information. In Africa and in Zoological Republic of Nigeria, as they call it to be precise, what we have there is colonial education. And that is the reason, after having undergone primary, secondary level of school, even some people being graduates, yes, we only for us to come to discover that we have been brainwashed all this while, even with the education they give to us. So the next section now is to prepare ourselves for prayer. We are going to pray with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man that lead the truth that destroy Nigeria, and we his supporters, we his ardent supporters, speaking with him, praying with him, and that is what we are to do right away.
Later, and I can assure you we are going to emerge victorious. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, wherever you are listening to us from, wherever you are domiciled. We have come to preach the gospel of heaven. We have come that the light of Elohim may shine upon us. We have come that the promises of old may be fulfilled in the lives of those who are the children of light. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I welcome you this very evening, and as I do so, please, I will encourage you to speak to those around you, to also welcome them. I expect you to propagate this very link to the ends of this very earth. I expect you to let your friends and your family know. And for those of you that have left their homes this evening to listen to the broadcast in the car outside, pretending you're making a call, I also welcome you. There are those who are hiding inside the cupboard. There are those who have now said to their wives that they had a job to do in the basement. They have run away. They have gone to listen to us. That their lives will be enriched. That their understanding may grow exponentially. That their encapsulation of what is happening in the damnable Zoological Republic may make sense to them. That is why we are here, to preach this very gospel of heaven uncompromisingly and steeped in the truth that it should come with and that it always has to come with. We must pray this very evening before we proceed, because we have a lot to get through. Today, as always, we are going to be interactive. Our lines are not open yet. Please, I suggest you do not call us. Our lines are not open. When I will open the line, or when eventually we do open the line, I will inform you accordingly. Right now, we must hand over our proceedings to the Most High. And this very evening, I got very interesting, should I say, messages from people who begin to question what we are doing with our faith. And in order to reassure them and to all those who are listening, that we hear the 10 Commandments is key. That is why we are going to pray the prayer of Yeshua. A very simple prayer, because the disciples asked him, Lord, how do you want us to pray? And Yeshua said to them, this is the way you pray. By Yeshua, I mean Jesus Christ. To Western European Christians, we must pray. Our Father who art in heaven, because there is no other like thee, There are no 2 or 3 gods. It is only you, indivisible, ancient of days. Thou art in heaven, because you reside in the firmament of the unknown. You inhabit the realm of the spirit. You are not flesh or not man. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name, because there is not like thee. Thy kingdom will come on this very earth, as you have promised us in the land of Biafra. Let thy will be done in our lives as it is in heaven. Give us this very day our daily bread, even in coronavirus season. For we have no other God apart from thee. Yeshua was asked, how do we pray? And Yeshua said, there is only one God in heaven. And he said, Nani nke bi n'igwe ka aha gị dị nsọ, ka alaeze gị bịa, ka eme ihe na-achọ dike si eme ya n'igwe, ka emekwu ya otu a n'ụwa. Nye anyị nri taa nke ga-ezuru anyị ụbọchị taa. Gbaghara anyị mmehie dịka anyị onwe anyị si wee gbaghara ndị mere anyị ihe ọjọọ. Edubara anyị n'ime ọnwụnwa, kama zọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe. N'ihi na alaeze niile bụ nke gị, ike niile bụ nke gị, otuto niile bụ nke gị, site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. He said, that is the prayer of heaven. That was the prayer that Yeshua prayed, to show there is no other God apart from one indivisible God in heaven. Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, God of creation, the only creator of everything that is created, but none created him. Everlasting, from generation to generation, immortal God, indivisible God, the God of the ancients. There is nothing to be compared to thee. No mortal flesh can be compared to thee, because you are eternal. And as you have taught us to pray, so have we prayed tonight, that Biafra may come, that your temple may be built in Arochukwu, that once again your children will be able to worship you in truth and in every honesty, that all the confusion may disappear, and that we may come to thee to offer thee glory, because only you is worthy to be praised. May your name be adored forever and ever, we pray. He said, we must proceed this very evening. And for those who do not know, I will recommend that you go on Google and you type in the Lord's Prayer. Because Jesus Christ was asked by his disciples, Master, Rabbi, teach us how to pray. And he taught them how to pray. And it is our Father who art in heaven, to signify there is no other God apart from the God in heaven. Very practical. Good evening, wonderful.
Without delay, I am going to play this particular broadcast for its first 3 minutes. Then I will play one other video that is about 1 minute. Then from there, we'll take our analysis. So, Mama Patricia, are you there? Just make a comment.
Yes.
Because,
yeah,
okay.
I'm here.
I will play it from the door, be preparing, be listening. I will be taking some points from the next 5 minutes. From the next 5 minutes, our analysis will begin.
Okay.
Good evening, wonderful people, great dear friends, wherever you are. This very evening, on this very day, we welcome you to another live presentation on this very glorious platform. It is a live presentation because today is the 16th day of May, 17th day of May, rather. In the year of our Most High Elohim 2020, the time now is exactly 7 minutes past the top of the hour. Regardless of where you are residing, where you are living, where you are domiciled, I welcome you to another epic and explosive expository display of the very finest order. We have come to expose that is hidden. We have come to remind ourselves of the cost of nonchalantness. We have come this evening that heaven and earth may bear witness to that which IPOB is doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and beyond. We have come to let mankind and humanity testify not only to the goodness of the Most High Elohim, but to say that in their time there was IPOB and they preached the gospel of heaven. Chukwu listened to their cry and they became free men and women. If you haven't listened to us before, it is a unique privilege, I can assure you. Wherever you are listening to us from, it is incumbent upon you also to ensure that this very gospel is propagated to the ends of the earth, because we are not like any other. This very platform, this radio Biafra, is listened to across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet. By none, we are unstoppable. We are the largest mass movement in the whole world. We are not sponsored by anybody. We are not financed by anybody. Chukwokika Biama in heaven is in absolute control. And that is why Biafra will come, not minding all the shenanigans of the Janjaweed, not minding all the plots of the wicked, not minding the iniquitous disposition of Ohanes and the Atron and the Ochi and the Igbo governors. We are marching ahead relentlessly. They have come into our land, but we shall meet them. We will confront them sooner rather than later. And I can assure you we are going to emerge victorious. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Wherever you are listening to us from, wherever you are domiciled, we have come to preach the gospel of heaven. We have come that the light of Elohim may shine upon us. We have come that the promises of old may be fulfilled in the lives of those who are the children of light. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I welcome you this very evening, and as I do so, please, I will encourage you to speak to those around you, to also welcome them. I expect you to propagate this very link to the ends of this very earth. I expect you to let your friends and your family know. And for those of you that have left their homes this evening to listen to the broadcast in the car outside, pretending you're making a call, I also welcome you. There are those who are hiding inside the cupboard. There are those who have now said to their wives that they have a job to do in the basement. They have run away. They have gone to listen to us. That their lives will be enriched. That their understanding may grow exponentially. That their encapsulation of what is happening in the damnable zoological republic may make sense to them. That is why we are here, to preach this very gospel of heaven uncompromisingly and steeped in the truth that it should come with and that it always has to come with. We must pray this very evening before we proceed, because we have a lot to get through today. As I suspect that very soon some states will be taken over by these Fulani men called bandits. I suspect that very soon the presidential villa will be handed over to them. This is a plan. Nobody should deceive me. I am more than 60 years. Nobody should deceive me
that is just bandits are just coming here and making this thing. It is a plan to hand over to these Fulani men who are called bandits so that there will be no election. This federal government, not that it is insensitive, is working towards an agenda that they have planned to Fulanize this country and take over. It's not even about Islam. They are using religion as a shield to Fulanize. And this is not right.
God bless you for listening. Now we'll have our brief analysis from the little of the videos we have listened to. So, Ma Patricia, be preparing. I will bring you in once again right away. So, okay. Ma Patricia, you have listened at least the beginning.
Yeah.
Of the video. And the way I
Are you
played
hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you categorically clear.
Okay.
So I played the two of the videos because they are similarity of video and of the same content. But one very wonderful thing is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even this is the one of the last batch of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast, 17th May 2022, which is above 2 years ago, while Governor Autumn of Benue State is just coming up to be talking about Fulanization. And he is still under suspects. And suspecting that the Fulanis have the intention of handing over Aso Rock, or so-called Aso Villa, to Fulani terrorists with the intention of Fulanization. It is not really about religion, but it is about Fulanization, but using the religion of Islam as a disguise to deceive the rest of the so-called Muslims in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, for them to believe that they are the same with the Fulanis, while the Fulanis have ulterior motive using the name of Islamization or religion. They help them conquer everybody while Fulani push them aside. Even while they are helping them conquering others, they are helping them at their own cost, because they will be the people dying. While they are chasing others, the Fulanis are taking over their land. And this is what have been happening. So to him, most of these things is still suspicious. He's still living in speculation and illusion. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speaks with assurance and with confidence that this thing will definitely happen. And to us, it is no longer suspicion. We are seeing it happening. It is happening. It is happening. Even Fulani terrorists had sometimes few months back invaded a prison yard in Abuja to release their members. While the government themselves are holding an innocent man like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even when the court have acquitted and discharged him, they are still holding him. So, what can you say concerning the stance of this Fulanization and the thought about the area? Autumn is talking about Fulanization, and we are telling all of them that the major problem is the continuation of one Nigeria. And that is the reason we want Nigeria to be redivided as it was. Then Autumn should be a leader in his own region, as in the Middle Belt / Arewa Republic, whatever name they choose. Then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being Biafra president. Then Oduduwas, if they like, they may make Mayegun their own president, whosoever of their choice, because I am not to choose for them. How possible is it for Governor Autumn to be protecting one Nigeria, which is the stronghold of the Fulanis, to continue their Fulanization and be expecting that the terrorism will just die overnight, while the Fulanis are in charge, even controlling. He made mention of very soon the Fulanis will be taking over some states. He made mention of including his own state. And this Fulanization killing had been more effective in his own state, which is Benin. So what do you have to say? Just talk as long as you can, even up to 10 minutes, there's no problem. What is your take on these issues?
Thank you, Mazi Collins. You see, our adage or whatever, if I can say it correctly, it says that something that is like a bangle that is in your hand, you don't need an artificial microscope to see it. Yes. It's visible, you can see it. And the Bible confirms this adage by saying that you can know it by the fruit it bears. So what are we talking about here? There is this, this truth that we need to know. Mazi is playing his own script from heaven, as he said. Na onye nwa izie ya ozi, ozie ndị dị ndụ. Sometimes we'll hear him say, this thing that I'm saying, I'm not saying of myself. God gave it to me. And that aligns up with what the scripture said, because let's not forget that we are in Sunday school, where the platform is our religion, our identity, the place where we worship. That's why we named this platform not only truth bearers, but the Sunday school, where truth will be shared to our people. That truth that Mazi was handling with his microphone, and as many that hears it, their brain is reformed in the right order, and they are set free, that nobody can come and sell them or give them another thing, because those people has been set free. That is this truth. And in this truth, remember in the Bible, there was a time that the Pharisees, which we can take to be like these evil leaders that we see in Nigeria from both areas, they sent them to go and tempt Jesus. The Pharisees, the priests at those times, evil priests, like we have evil pastors everywhere. They sent them, go and see how you can trap this man with, mago question, so that he will make mistake, and then we catch him up by there and deal with him. They went to Jesus. They brought before they even brought their question, and Jesus was explaining certain truth to humanity. These people went back, and their leaders asked them, how did you come back alone without getting the man with you? They told him, we have never had a man preach or talk like this man does. He talks with authority. He talks with certainty. He talks with boldness. And the way he talks, you just have to give up, because it's the truth. Why did I cite this example? It's with what Otto was saying, Governor Autumn. Mazi plays his script because it comes from heaven. And he plays it with boldness, with the truth God gave him, because the word is God's word. God is in line with truth, is in line with freedom, is in line with liberty for mankind, both spiritual and physically. God hates where people are being, overridden. He hates it. That's why he came by himself to set humanity free. That's why he set Israel free from Egypt, because he hates this kind of servitude. So Maz is playing the script that God gave him. In other words, he's playing out the Bible word, the word of Elohim. We see it in his prayers. We see it in his admonition. We see it in his correction. We see it in saying all the truth. He's not hiding anything, because truth cannot be hidden. And at a point he will say, because he first gets into him before he brings it out. Maz is like Jeremiah of the Bible, that sat with evil people, and he kept telling the Israelites, this is what you're doing that God hates. This is what you do so that you'll be free. If not, you'll be taken away out of this land. But they thought he was just disturbing their ears, and they took him and locked him up. That was Jeremiah then. The same thing is happening now. So Autumn now, on the other hand, he's saying his own because he's a hired man. Mazi is the son of the heir of the family. Let's put it this way. If Biafrans, you will understand me. Mazi is the son of the family, is the heir of God, talking from what his father gave to him, taking care of his household. You cannot equate it with a hired man who can be doing the work in your house, but doing it with haphazardly mind, doing it after it's not my own, I can do it anyhow. Autumn is a hired man in this sense. Mazi is the heir of the family. So he speaks with authority. He speaks with all knowledge. There's even a point where Jesus was saying, he said, I call you friends, not slaves, but friends, because whatever my father gives me, just like Mazi normally used to say, God gave him and he will give to the living. Whatever my father gives me, I give to you people. I share to you people the secrets of my father, the riches of my father. I share it with you people. I don't hide it from you, because you are my friends. I take you into the secrets. In other hand, a hired man doesn't know much of the family. He knows a little, just does a little, and then he will be paid for his hired work. So he has no authority over where he's working. He's only doing it for the pay he will receive. He hasn't got authority over everything. He doesn't know anything about their family. So that is what I see between Mazi and Autumn. Because up to this very time that we are seeing things happening, seeing the prophecies, seeing the warnings that Mazi gave through God's unction, sending him to come before time. Which one have they held him accountable to say you are wrong there? None. Then why wouldn't everyone believe now and get up? They will not, because they have accumulated wealth, because they want to live. They don't want to die. Whereas the Bible says, for you to live, you must die. You must die from everything that have held you, bound. How can they come and say the truth? If they say the truth, they will come and kill them. They want to live, but they don't know that you cannot live in this way. For you to live, you have to give up. You have to die for you to start living. So Autumn cannot say all the truth, because if he says it, they will take his wealth. That's another point. They will take his wealth. They will kick him out from being a governor. They will do so many things to him. So he will not say. So he picks it little by little, like as if he's saying a riddle. So that maybe when they will catch him, he say, look at the way I say it. I didn't say anything. I just said allegedly, allegedly, as they normally use. So that is why he can come up and say, the Fulanis, they want to take over the states. This is a plan how to work. They want to take over Abuja because it's already planned. It's already planned. Say it boldly. Stop reducing the truth. You know already that is what is happening. You know already that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it. But they are still afraid to say it because they still have some things in their cupboards. But it's up to them. It's up to them. They think they can. Mazi said, take that name, throw it away. As long as you bear that name, you bear the curse, you bear the bondage of servitude, you bear every ill and evil around that name, Nigeria. But when you refute it, when you reject it, when you disown it, it's like somebody that was in the dark and the light just bumped into that place. You start reasoning well, you start seeing well, you will start knowing where you are. So Mazi have already stated these things how many years ago? From then to now, it must be 20 years or 22 years. Because he's now in the prison, barely almost getting to 2 years. Put 18 years when he started this, and the 2 years almost that he's in the prison. It's 20 years. That this man of God, this servant of God, came and played his role, showed every secret that they said, no, this you should not say it. It's a hidden agenda. If you say it, you're gone. He said, I will say it. If you are holding my life, come and take it. They cannot hold him. This one, they are holding him. They are wasting their time because he's a free man. God is with him, as God was with Joseph, with Daniel, with Paul and Peter. That's how God is with that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there. God does not leave his own alone. He will vindicate him. But this is an opportunity that God has brought open to all that is in that ethnicity or that country zoo, to let them know that what this man is saying is true, to let them know that the Fulanis, the evil Fulanis from the wilderness where they came out from, and merged together with the British government and the rest of them. They are only there to do what their master, their father sent to them. To steal, to kill, and to destroy. Nothing more. And that is what they are doing. Just imagine the whole country of Nigeria there, all the states there. There's no area they have not gone and taken possession of the wealth of those states. There's nowhere they have not taken. They are the ones that will kidnap people and tell them to bring ransom. And when you don't bring, they kill you. When you bring, they use the money to go and buy arms. Getting ready for the jihad that Mazi spoke of, which Atom is saying now. This notice we had about them coming to, terrorists coming to take over Abuja. Is it today that Mazi said it? Mazi said, they are coming. Maybe when we find that that broadcast of his, we'll put it here. Mazi said they are coming. And while he was saying they are coming, they are preparing, was for the indigenes to get themselves free and kick them out. Yet those indigenes are there doing business, taking him for a ride, saying he's insulting them, saying this man disturbs a lot, because they want to have ample time to accumulate their wealth, to send their children overseas, buy their house in different places in the whole world. And no Nigerian, as they call themselves, has ever waken up to their senses and see the handwriting on the wall. That somebody has come to expose to them what was hidden from their eyes. They have not sat up to reason. This governor or politicians that we are serving them, that has put us where we are, when they want us to come and shout, we shout, and at the end they give us a cup of rice. Why their children does not come out to shout? They have not yet understood that. They have not yet understood that they have left them in darkness for centuries, while in their houses, light is 24/7. We are talking to ourselves, citizens, Biafrans. If you have ear, hear. Those of you following after these politicians, look at Tinubu. Just look at Tinubu, as corrupt and dead as he is, wants to come and continue from where the dead Buhari stopped. Where Fulanis will tell him what to do and what not to do, just for him to sit in the Aso Rock, sit in the seat of devil. Or is it Atiku? Or is it even our so-called P2B that knows the truth that his brother is talking, if actually he's an Igbo man? Because some of these people, I think that their fathers are Fulanis. If their fathers are not Fulanis, then they are completely pampas wearers, like Mazi said. Irredeemable fools. How can P2B and so-called Igbo man, if they are, as I'm saying, because I doubt, prefer to sit down with Katrina Lang and sign the continuity of Nigeria and sign to give a life support to Nigeria, seeing all the mayhem that these Fulanis are causing in every place, and P2B prefer to bring that honor to himself, which Azikiwe did, that brought us into this state we are. He preferred to toe the same line that this Ohanes Ndoshin and Diama, if it is what is eating them up, that made them not to come fully to support their brother, because he called a spade, and they could not drop their ego and foolishness and support their own, and they sold him and let him alone so that they can live in affluence. They are wasting their time, because Mazi said Biafra will come. One thing we all must know is this: Mazi did not come on his own. Biafra, Nigerians, zoological republic of wickedness. That man you are holding there, you are holding chaff. He didn't come on his own. God sent him at the appropriate time. And because he was sent with the truth alone, he didn't shoot anybody. He didn't tell lies. He said the truth. And the truth has crumbled that zoological edifice which the British has built up, so that they will be cutting away the resources that God blessed that area with. Cutting it away without paying a dime, so that the Fulanis who wants to control, that has no brain in them, animals, will be, jumping up because they are the one that have authority, while the Britain, they are taking the wealth away. Very soon, China will join them, another wicked populace. And Mazi warned earlier before these things coming, so that people will get up and defend their land. And they let it go like that, in the twinkle of the eyes. So what we are saying here is this: Mazi is playing the script that God gave him, and whatever God has established will be. Even if whatever it is, we heard about how the German wall collapsed. We heard about how the Roman Empire collapsed. We heard about so many historical events that took place. Nigeria is one of them, because that is the danger of evil. Nigeria is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. And if God would judge Sodom and Gomorrah, Nigeria speedily, God will not look twice to judge whatever edifies you people, leaders of that country, and your cabal in Western world are putting together. It will surely collapse. Mazi said that Somalia will be better than Nigeria. Look at flood, taking away people. While in Cameroon, they have built their dam to protect their people. And the whole village is taken away. And the Aso Rock evil person, impersonated person, after how many changes, like the Fulani man said sometime, we have shown you people several faces of Buhari, and you people didn't say nothing, and you will not do nothing because we are in control. That impersonated Buhari upon what is happening in his so-called country. He went to, which country did they say he went to? In the face of the chaos that is going on, he traveled out. Those villages that is covered with water, is it that there's no money for it? To put it in order and build their dam? There is. But what they're interested now to do is to make sure that everybody is wiped off. And then they will use the money they have stolen to come and bring their people from Niger, from several places, Mali, and come and occupy. We are talking to all of us. Let's wake up. Let's wake up and be wise. It's better to be late than delayed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have seen that even the court of Nigeria has acquitted him because you cannot condemn a righteous man. In their court, God has judged them. Still, they are still struggling with their foolishness and wickedness. If we release them, problem will come. But they let out all the headsmen, all the Boko Haram in uniform to be killing people anyhow. That one, there's no law against them. They are free to do that. But the leaders in different parts of that country are keeping quiet because they want to protect their family, protect their wealth, protect their ignorance, protect their ego. It's even so pathetic that the people of IPOB, followers of Mazi, have decided to also play their cards. How unfaithful can we be? How foolish can we be? Only truth and honesty can bring us Biafra. Not with accumulated stupidity, ego, and all rubbish that is going on. Fearing who? Fearing to die. Making money out of what you're not supposed to make money. You are supposed to give out, give out, give out. Where are the ESN? Have you asked yourself when Mazi was out, did we ever see any Fulani Janjaweed around Biafra land? They all packed and go. Now they're all back. And what we're seeing every day is people coming out to be deceiving themselves. I wonder whether these people think that everything goes as it goes. There is nemesis, there is repercussion, there is punishment. The Bible said the wicked shall never go unpunished. So Biafrans, if you like, continue siding one group or the other. You are asked to obey the word of God, the word of truth. If it is not Mazi's teaching, he has been given the script. He has been given the blueprint on how we can be free. Let us all go back to that. Once we get our Biafran by abiding with what he said, then we can come to talk about any lesser thing. Because Biafra is bigger, greater than anybody. Thank you, Mazi Collins. Let me stop so far.
Thank you very much. Great Biafrans, I believe you are enjoying this wonderful program because we always come up with special messages, special informations, the quality of truth that other people are afraid to speak, because the quality truth will stand against them in one way or the other. And our secret is that we are selfless in our service. So we do not have any selfish interest to protect. That is the reason we are free to speak the truth. And many others are not free, including Governor Otom is not free to speak the truth. Peter Obi, if Peter Obi is free to speak the truth, Peter Obi will by now tell Nigerians that the man in Aso Rock is not the original Buhari. He will not tell you that truth because he is not free to speak the truth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is free to speak the truth because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no selfish interest. That is one of the secrets to identifying those who are fighting for freedom with selflessness. They are free to speak the truth. But those who have selfish interest to protect are not free to speak the truth. They will just be running around the truth as if they want to speak. If they do not give me, like Rocha Sokrocha, if they do not promote me, if they do not do this, if I open my mouth, open your mouth to say what? What will you say that IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had not said? If you open your mouth since 2 years, if you open your mouth, let us, what? Oh, he has nothing to offer. He is not free to speaking the truth. However, Otom does not speak the truth, right? Absolutely, because he is a hired worker. He is only interested on his own benefits. And he is not a real family member, and he does not care about the well-being of the family. He is only interested in his own share, which is the money. So he is a contracted governor, like the rest of them. The Fulani pay them while they do the work of the Fulanis in disguise. But whenever he have a little shock about the Fulani terrorizing his people, he will tell them this is what is going to happen. And even though from the half-truths, we use our discernment to realize that Otom is also confirming, this is a confirmation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message concerning the Fulani invasion. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made mention of the Fulani invasion in Biafra land and all over the place. So Governor Otom is now announcing to the Nigerian populace that this Fulanization is real. And these are some of the secrets. And they do not want 2023 election to hold. And the reason is that they are not confident that a Fulani man will win the presidency. They are not confident neither in Peter Obi nor in Atiku. But all of this campaign issue, neither in Peter Obi nor Tinubu. But all of this campaign issue is just a strategy to be buying time. While people will be waiting for the election, Otom now is telling you they are about to take over the Aso Rock, where the terrorists, Fulani terrorists, will become the president and be commanding. And we hear Mama Patricia reminding us about their hijack of the mineral resources, which is the economic power of the British dungeon known as Nigeria. They hijack it, not only for luxury life, it is about funding the terrorism. And it is also about economic emasculation, so that our region will be rendered powerless economically and otherwise. While they will be funding, buying arms, ammunition, bribing everywhere, we will have no money to do that. The millionaires in our own region are politicians who are stooges to the same Fulanis. So this is certain now that none of the politicians can actually save the Biafra land. None of the politicians can actually save the Oduduwa land. So it is now certain. Then when we know this, why are we still talking about politics and election in Nigeria? It is craziness. It is self-deceit. I want to use this avenue also to remind the obedient movement that you are part and parcel of the progressive terrorism going on in Nigeria. Because obedient movement is about delay and for sustenance of the terrorism by the Fulanis. This is a secret you do not know. Obi knows the secrets, but all of them are the same people. They are the members of the cabal, and even some of them are members of the same secret court who are under oath that they will never go contrary to what they have agreed as occultists. So they can never tell you the truth. That is the reason we are IPOB truth bearers. We will always bring you the truth. Then it is your role, or it is your duty or responsibility to take advantage of the truth we are telling you, to know that self-determination is the only option. Any other option is devil's alternative. Then I want us to also touch some other content from that message you have played. Mama Patricia, you remind me from what I have written down, from the contents I have written down. So, and one of it is that are all IPOB members still propagating MNK's message? This is one of the, what he said, when he said, let this message go viral, go to all nook and crannies of the globe. And he said this in 2020. At that time, he had not been extraordinarily rendited. The Idu apologies had not come up. And at that time, even myself had not even known who is Nelly Ofebu. And at this 2020, it might be that Simon Ekpa was still hidden, or maybe he had just came up newly and had not even joined IPOB, and had not even joined IPOB, Biafra, let me not say IPOB, had not even joined Biafra agitation, whether he is doing it for real or for what. Now, this is 2022, 2 years later, we begin to have autopiloters led by Simon Ekpa. We begin to have Idu apologists. And now we have IPOB truth bearers. We have IPOB political solutionists. And all of us are claiming to be propagating the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message. But it is obvious that all of us are not really propagating the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message, because many people's messages have been polluted. So we as Christians, we always give references from the Bible, from Christianity, from Jesus Christ and his mission and teachings. He said, after him, many false prophets will come in his name. That is, using his name, claiming to be disciples, or claiming to be God, a prophet, apostles, walking with Jesus Christ, while they have different messages. So this is what is happening in the secular world of IPOB. So which area, just point, give some few evidences of the things that have been happening starting from that 2020 until now, that indicates that many people have compromised their message about Biafra restoration. Just in 3 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Collins. It's a fact, it's not hidden, that Biafra struggle has been compromised. And I believe Mazi mentioned that this kind of shaking that will shake off the chaff from the wheat will come. So how do we say it has been compromised? It's seen in various ways, We hear it on the leaked tapes, what has been going on between the so-called leaders, how they have been struggling and quarreling with money, finance, or the money that has been contributed, or the dues that people who has given themselves to support the awareness and the struggle for our freedom came up, especially when Mazi brought in view the ESN. There are also many people who were not part of Biafra in the sense that they know they are Biafrans, but maybe they are Biafrans in origin, but they claim themselves to be Nigerian because of where they have found themselves. And then there are those, like Maz normally says in his broadcast, secret followers. They listen to his broadcast, but they are still wondering to see whether he's real or not real. They are still proving. But immediately Mazi established the ESN, and ESN started their work to defend Biafra land, chasing out the Fulanese, and we hear it shook the whole world. Many people came out to join, and that may be in the area of EPA that you mentioned, seeing that this is real, this man is truth. These people, since they came, in fact, that year, many people went home, everywhere was cool. So they joined and they supported, giving everything to make sure that we get our land. But as soon as these evil people around Mazi or around Biafra freedom saw that this thing is really, speeding, and they needed to grab some things which they have not grabbed, because they know what Mazi was saying. Mazi said, when Biafra comes, all the people that were with him or somewhere, working somewhere or whatever, including himself, everything will be dropped. Things will begin again. People will choose for themselves. And these people knew that maybe they will not get a chance, because by then, Mazi would have brought out the regulation or the laws that will guide a nation that is progressing well. And we know him as being Mazi, a child of God. He will only put the things that are correct from the Bible to be what will follow. But these people that are not prepared yet to drop their ego, their wickedness, their hunger, taste for wealth, for authority, I want to be chief and eze and the most honored. They were not ready for that. And from there, we started hearing that some of them are taking salary. But it's not even, Mazi is so good. If you're working with him daily, every day, hours, doing this, doing that, he want to give you some financial support. That was how Uchemefo was trained in his law school by IPOB, and not only Uchemefo, many of them. Instead of them to see the positive aspect of this good part at the back and put even the more grace to it, they decided to be Oliver Twist. They decided to be ingrate and use it contrary to what the good idea of Mazi was. And some of them now saw it an easy venture to be receiving salary. Receiving salary in a freedom fighting. Still, we may say that is not a problem. Where the problem is that in their receiving of this money, the one that's supposed to be given to Paul was not given, or to Peter was not given. Instead, they were only interested in their own selfish gain and satisfactory. They were only interested to be called Mazi, honorable. They were only interested to showcase themselves without following the steps of Mazi, that was a humble man. Humble from the start. Not owning any car, not owning any house, not trying to use his broadcasting to put a condition for before you log in. You have to put to start. You have to pay this money. These things are not the scheme that Mazi showed us. It's not the picture. So in many ways, even in trying to change Biafra that we have known from Ojukwu, or even before Ojukwu, changing it from Biafra to Idu, changing it from this to that, canceling so many things that have been the way it has always supposed to be. Everything was cancelled. No more listening to Biafran voice. No more being that bold and truthful before our enemies. Always hiding and working with the politicians, with the elders, with the governors, with everyone that Mazi said we have no business to do with them. This thing shows that they have, derailed from the focus. But still, they have chance to pick up from where they failed, if only they humble themselves and uphold truth. Thank you, Collins.
Thank you very much, Patricia. And in addition, many of these IPOB members, even now publicly, are promoting Nigerian politics, telling you, like Iken Gurago, telling you that the best government, Anambra State government, Soludo this, Soludo that, then what is this all about? And this is what we hear him repeat every time election is approaching. Like him, like others, like those we do not know, yet they are claiming to be the real Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's followers. So it is hypocrisy, and that is one of the factors for the setback of the Biafra struggle, irrespective of
because
other.
You can't serve two masters. You can never serve two masters. Bible said so.
Then, irrespective of that, we still have a handful of the faithful, of which we are the typical example. And we have vowed to ourselves, vowing even before God and vowing to the truth, that we should not put our intention into any selfish interest, because that is the key factor that draw people away from the right track, and they will begin to compromise. So that is the reason we are still consistent, and by the grace of God will remain consistent, and that is the reason we are IPOB Truth Bearers, and we have promised you, Biafrans and the humanity at large, that we will never betray you. I want to play the next video for today's program.
The MUST must. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Only you can defend yourselves. This headline here is a confirmation if you need one. Atiku Abubakar said it yesterday. Today is being confirmed that ISIS is coming. Not just Boko Haram, but the real bad people that are coming. They need access to the oil, and they will get it to secure their financial base for their continued expansion within the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. The zoo is seen as pivotal, and Biafra land is where the resources that they're looking for is lying in. They don't trust Buhari anymore. Buhari was their godfather. They no longer trust him. I mean, Boko Haram in this instance. Buhari, they thought, would give them Sharia immediately. Buhari saying, I don't belong to anybody. From that day, they intensified their bombing. Some of you cannot reason, you cannot see very well because you're blind. But at least you are lucky. You are listening to Radio Biafra. Very, very lucky indeed. I'm telling you the truth. Or else I can knock fufu in your blindness. It is that darkness we've come to shed light on that you can see properly. If they enter the zoo, I will not command this army. And I need guns and I have the men. I need guns and I need bullets. That's all we need. And then we'll win. I have been sounding this warning. I've been telling you, you think we are joking. They are coming. Your mothers will be raped. Your sisters will be married off as slaves. I'm telling you that now. Right as I speak, write it down. Biafra land will be decimated unless we equip this army to defend us. If we don't equip our army to defend us, in other words, if we don't march this year, it will be very difficult for us to recover. Forget all this nonsense in the ocean. All these so-called pro-Biafra groups you're saying, Awasa brought them out to confuse you. Awasa brought them out. That is why they cannot say what we are saying or do what we're capable of doing. These are Awasa groups, and you are not listening. As now I want them on you are not listening because the devil has gone into all these idols that you worship. The devil has gone inside your heart to blind your eyes that you can no longer see.
Yes.
That day I will tell you to remember the broadcast of the 8th of June 2015. I will tell you to go back to it. I need guns and I need weapons. If I don't have guns and bullets, the army of Biafra cannot defend your towns and villages. The sooner you get that into your thick skull, the better for everybody. You are black people, you don't reason, I know that for sure. The sooner you take this very message seriously, the better for everybody. Or else you're finished. ISIS is coming. They will enter the zoo and Chad very, very shortly. Not as Boko Haram. They are coming in as their franchise and as their name dictates. ISIS is coming. If you like, you make haste while the sun is shining, or if you like, you can continue to be dumb and stupid. That is entirely up to you. I won't be there. Be dead anyway. And Radio Biafra will not report it. And nobody will. If you like, you give us guns. If you like, you don't. We are trying to save you, not you saving us. We'll continue.
This clip is very, very, that is powerful. Very powerful and terrific. Very terrific revelation, prophecy.
So we have added more and more that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had previously, because the list of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcasts are his broadcasts of early to middle of 2021, while autumn is just coming out to be telling us about this. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said over 1 million times to what he is saying. He is just saying his own as a result of panic. And the political system is no longer really favorable to him as he had expected. And he is trying to buy the heart of the public to support his view. And he will end up leading them in a political way to sustaining one Nigeria. And the masses will not know that he is doing all these things for his political interests, not really to save the masses, because it is not about resolving the problem completely. It is about the masses foolishly and blindly helping him, likewise helping P2B, helping the rest of the politicians to protect their interests. So those people shouting Obi do not know the secret agenda of Obiism. They are just looking at the
what they will gain.
Yes. The masses shouting Obiism, they are just seeing from the surface. They do not know the underneath content of obedient movement. So Boko Haram no longer trust Buhari. This is one of the informations. Boko Haram do no longer trust Buhari. So This is to say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is the president, even though we know that the original Buhari is dead and the counterfeit one is the one acting. So they do, if they cannot trust Buhari, that means they cannot trust anybody at all. But their mission is to take over, come in to take over. That is their mission. So all of this campaign shenanigan is about just the delay. It is about buying time, keeping sustaining the docility of the people, while the Fulanis keep approaching and positioning themselves. This is what is playing out. So it doesn't matter, even if anybody may win the election, they can never trust anybody. But whenever they position themselves the way they want, they will begin to strike. And this is what Mazen Namdekan has risen up to stop. And that brought about the formation of ESN. And we will see the same Nigerian government using our own local politicians to fight against ESN. Because they know the secrets I've told our people last time, and repeatedly. The people that control the security of your land are the people in charge of your land. So that is the reason there is the battle. And that is the reason they want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu killed. But it is only God protecting him. That is the reason they never succeeded killing him in Kenya. And the court declared him innocent. They refused to release him. So Boko Haram do no longer trust Buhari. So think about what you have to say about that. Raping and enslaving our women is one of the missions of Fulanization, where they will invade. Even they have not started it the way they want to. But raping and enslaving our women they are ongoing. Even when we were still ignorant, they have been marrying our women only to turn them to Fulanized slaves, Islamized slaves, and rendering most of our young ladies single mothers. And they have no respect for married women. Then the worst part of it is that they protect their own. And they are ready to kill only if anybody venture to ask Fulani women out. But when I say it, our people will say, this dirty Fulani women, what are we to do with it? No, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Fulanis have enslaved our own and protect their own, that you do not dare as a man getting them. I'm not encouraging getting them. I am telling you how porous our territory is. And to many of us, there is nothing wrong about it. But we are complaining about Fulani blood. That is the way. The Fulani blood always flows through the women. It cannot flow through the men. Even if a Biafran man impregnate Fulani woman, the child is a Biafran. So, but I'm not encouraging evil. I'm just telling you how porous we are. Then, Fulani brought pro-Biafra groups. Those who claim they are fighting for Biafra. Asaro de Kubo has his own group. Now, MF4 has his own group.
Still the same divide and rule system.
Yes. Then we have many groups. Today we have autopilot. We are IPOB truth bearers. We have the IPOB solutionists. We still have the MASOB. And the MASOB is silent now. There is no effective wave of the MASOB. Even we who are two here are more effective than MASOB, including Wazirike put together. So, he said, The devil blind some Biafrans with idolatry.
Yeah.
ISIS is coming with franchise. That is to make merchandise of everything. So, what do you have to say about that? Just
take your have, like, you know, when you finish. Huh?
Take your 7 to 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you. All that we have had the Honorable, His Excellency, Prophet of God say is a truth that we all are living to it. We are seeing it daily, on daily basis. And I'm sure anyone, each day they see this, even those who have no boldness to come out to say it quickly and openly because of their very shame. Inside them, they will be saying, this man said this thing. Nothing else to be done. Because as na agha anaghị egbu onye ngwọrọ, Maazi started saying these things because he know where his script was coming from the Elohim that sees everything ahead of time, and he drops them to his servants in preparation to save a nation, a people, a family, or an individual before the time comes. But only the wise hears this warning and run for their dear life. But the fools, the irredeemable, don't listen to it until they are swallowed up in it. So, Fulani is doing franchise, or the ISIS coming. It's already happening. You know, they were dropping it bit by bit, so that by the time they position themselves, as you mentioned earlier, then they will now blow out the remaining. I remember one broadcast or voice message that was leaked sometime. One Fulani man or some, I don't know who was saying it, said very soon they will start killing those in position. They will start, you know, arresting them and dealing with them. And we are seeing it. It will soon happen, like Autumn just confirmed. By the time Fulani takes hold and authority, control of any state, is the governor there anymore? No, the governor, they have slaughtered him and they have put to their people. But this is what Maazi told his own people, including the Benue state, including Yoruba, including even the Hausa, telling us, don't let what happened to Hausa repeat to anybody. That these people comes in softly, like their father, the devil. And he was warning, telling our people, forget this Ohaneze business meeting of Ndibo. Forget this pro-Biafrans here, there, or whatever, division, rule and divide and rule system that they have been coming, even through church program. They have been bringing church program to be making people aid from Monday to Sunday. They will be in church, having vigil, fasting and praying, putting their hands in their shoulders or where, waiting for miracle to come from heaven. When other places, people are working, struggling to get their daily bread so that it will be expanded or blessed by God. But in this one, they have put their agents called pastors, like Oyedipos and the rest of them. The Suleiman, there are many. These are the ones that maybe has come to forefront. They have put them to, you know, be cooling your dream, or if it seems like you want to start seeing. No, they want to patch you and spell upon you so that you will not reason well. You'll be waiting and be praying, while your enemies are coming in, slaughtering, even in the church, and they said that they will not react. They will be praying. The people killing you are not praying. Have they asked themselves, Israel that is a nation now, before they came up to be a nation, and the 6 days war they had with several countries that were against them. Were they praying in the church? Didn't they react? Didn't they rise up to defend themselves? Whoever told you that for you to defend yourself is a taboo, is a crime? Nobody said so, because it is in all the laws of the world, even in the Nigerian one. You are to defend yourself, because Nigeria is lawless. Why is it lawless? Because the people the British gave the Nigeria into their hand, they have no brain. They cannot reason. All their reasons, all the things that come out from them is nothing other than mayhem, kill, destroy, subdue. That's all that is in them. Because we see them. How can you see people living in desert? People that have no house, bathing with the pee of cow. What can we say about these people? And these are the people they gave to you because they have no inheritance. They have no place. They are wanderers. Wanderers. So they are looking for a place to call their own home. By force, they want to grab. And if you use by force and chase them, they will run away. Because the kingdom of God suffered violence. And only the violent that can take it by force. If you allow them to be using that scripture and be working against you, it's up to you, Biafrans. But when we stand and resist them, like the scripture says, we are the children of God, giving this portion. They were not given because they were vagabonds. But God gave us the land, and He expects us to do what? To take care of it, to defend it passionately, sincerely, and truthfully with righteousness. And that is why that scripture in the Psalm says, we should speak to our enemies at the gate. And when Moses spoke to them from the gate, didn't you see what happened? They left the bushes, they left in their lorries. So what we're saying now is this: the franchising is already on. Are they not the one raping our women, our daughters, and everything? They are the one. Who has ever said anything? Instead, the governor say you should pay 500 when they kill a human being that heaven and earth cannot wait. But when you kill their own, even cow, not human being. When you kill their cow, not human being, they will come to the village with authority of the presidency, because they know Buhari has gone 2017. The wife is in Dubai. And we are asking the question, how many countries in the world do you see their wives? Even Biden, that one can say he's being remote controlled. The wife is not in China or somewhere else. It's there with him. But this one, because he is dead and the wife has collected her own due contract money, she has moved down to Dubai a long time. So these people now coming, killing the so-called leaders they put there to be working for them, because all these politicians in Biafra land, you must know our people, Biafrans, they are not for you. They were put there on contract. We talked about hired servants earlier on. They are hired servants. They are not for you. So they are put there to be doing their bids. That is why when they kill a cow, maybe somehow somebody killed a cow that is devouring and destroying their farm, keeping them to go hungry. They come to that village by the authority given to them by the same so-called governor to wipe away the same village. And just for a cow. Then imagine when it is a full animal you killed, what will happen? Who gave them that authority? We gave it to them. We Biafrans gave it to them because of what? Our idiocy and stupidity and the ego. We gave it to them. Because who are the Fulanis? They are the minorities. Excuse me. What is this story that they are majority? If they are majority really, they will not be scared in saying if we attack Boko Haram like Buhari said, you attack the North. They know that they are in the minority. So they want to make sure that their people are not reduced, that their population are not reduced. And in fact, when Mazi was trying to bring us to understanding, to tell us that we are of more number, outnumber them, they had that secret. And they went to Mali, to Niger, to so many places to get in people. When they were locked down, they closed all the areas of the Biafra land and probably the Yorubas. And they opened only their own to be letting the Niger, the Mali, and all the Boko Haram groups there, Islamists, to be coming in so that they can make their place populous. And we gave them that right by allowing these governors out of what? If our hands and our minds are clean and true, if we are true Biafrans, there's a lioness strength in us. We would have stood like Mazi stood and chased them all out. But we didn't, because Mazi mentioned just now that the juju, the idolatry that we are following blinded our eyes and our ear, and it's true. You will see some people coming with their so-called ofo, odechi, and all kind of rubbishes, rubbing their one eye with the nzu, putting one chicken feathers on their head, misusing everything, worshipping creatures instead of the creator. When you go to do all this IPOB or whatever that they are doing in the Odechis, whatever, why wouldn't the devil come to blind your eyes? When Mazi introduced us to the only living God, he said, Chukwu Okike Abiama, God of Abraham, that nobody created him. He created all things. He told us, repent of your evil ways and turn back to God. There's nothing Mazi have not done according to the servant and the message God sent to him. Because when you are aligned with righteousness and truth, you will be bold, and God will give you strength like he gave to David against Goliath. But how can you expect God to do you good, being a child of God that's supposed to know better, when you are busy selling your brother? When you are busy going to the idol worshiping Dibia Anyanzu to do some concoction for you, when all that is in you is full of ego, selfishness, how can you get Biafra in this way? Mazi said Biafra can only be gotten through what? Through honesty and truth. And I'm asking our Biafrans and the so-called those that are pioneering this great sacred mission and project. You think you're doing to Mazi? You're not doing to him. Because there's an eyes from heaven that sees every secret work done. And everyone will be paid back. Do you have the humility and simplicity of Mazi? Do you have the passion to save your people? Do you have the passion to reject every urge to get wealth, or every urge to be honored and respected? Because you cannot humble yourself. You cannot say the truth. You know what is going on. You are afraid to say it because you are afraid to die. All of us will die, but it depends the kind of death you will have and where you are going to pay the consequences of that. Let me stop so far. Thank you, Mazi Collins.
God bless you. God bless you for that wonderful lecture. Biafrans are being highly lectured. But the problem we have at times is that our people find it difficult to really understand the truth and the reality. So that is the reason they don't flock to be watching our program. However, we are not to be discouraged, because even if it is 40, 50, 80, 100 people we affect every week, the same 100 people will take our message. And don't be surprised that even the few people that listen to us are broadcasters. They only come to see what we have said, and they still propagate our message without them knowing it, because they cannot just resist the psychology, the ideology, the power of the truth behind what we are doing. So I want to go to our at least barely our last content of the day. Why we won't release Kano, FG tells appeal court. So this is about why the Nigerian government has refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am going to read it in detail. Then here we take our analysis as we are preparing to round up the program for today. The federal government yesterday adduced reason it has not obeyed the judgment of the Court of Appeal that ordered the release of the indigenous, the release of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. So, government, in a fresh affidavit filed before the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal, maintained that Kanu posed a flight risk, insisting he would escape from the country as soon as he was freed from detention. He said, the affidavit was attached in support of an application seeking to stay the execution of the appellate court verdict that quashed the entire 15-count terrorism charge the federal government preferred against the embattled IPOB leader. Arguing the application yesterday, an assistant state counsel in the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. David Kaswe, told the court that the case against Kanu bordered on national security. Kaswe argued that Kanu's fundamental right should not supersede the interests of the nation, relying on the decided case law in Federal Republic of Nigeria versus Asari Dokubo. The federal government argued that once a case touched on national security, the rights of the individuals affected took secondary place. It is important to appreciate the gamut of disposition in our application. The respondent is a flight risk person, and one of the grounds of our application is that this matter touches on national security of the states. We further rely on the case of FRN versus Dokubo, where the Supreme Court held that where national security is threatened or when there is likelihood of it being threatened human rights takes secondary place. Once there is a threat to national security, human rights of any individual can be suspended until threat is taken care of. Once security of the nation is in jeopardy, the individual rights may not even exist, government lawyers argued. Besides, he told the court that intelligence reports in government position indicate that releasing the IPOB leader from detention will worsen the security situation in the Southeast. The defendant has shown that he has the capacity to jump bail or to escape from lawful custody. There is reasonable intelligence that the enforcement of judgment of this court, pending determination of our appeal at the Supreme Court, may impact negatively on the declining security in the Southeast. No court can close its eye on activities happening around it. As we speak, the entire social media is awash with threat to security in the country. We believe that there is an exceptional circumstance to warrant this court to grant our application. We urge this court to resolve the sole issue we raised and find our application meritorious in the interest of justice and unity of the country, federal government's lawyer added. However, Kano's lawyer, Mike Ozekome's son, urged the appellate court to dismiss FG's application, which he said was tantamount to seeking the stay of the liberty of a citizen. Ozekome argued that, contrary to FG's position, Kano's release from detention will guarantee peace. Will guarantee peace in both the Southeast and the country. He said, in fact, my laws, on the contrary, the release of Kano will actually bring peace and tranquility to the Southeast in particular and the nation in general. This was demonstrated after the judgment of this court that ordered the release of the respondents. Immediately the judgment was delivered. There was so much joy and happiness in the entire Southeast. There was so much jubilation and merriment. He argued that the Kubo's case was different from that of Kano. According to him, while Dokubo applied to be granted bail pending the determination of the charge against him in Kano's case, the appellate court had already terminated his trial and ordered his release. Relying on the case of Olisa Metu versus FRN, Kano's lawyer argued that the law forbade the grant of stay of execution in a criminal case. He told the court that the IPOB leader did not jump bail, stressing that he only escaped from the country to save his life after soldiers illegally invaded his house in 2017 in an operation that led to the death of 28 persons. Ozekome argued that the federal government, being in attempt to the judgment of the appellate court, could not approach it to seek any favorable order. They are already in attempt to order these courts. This application is therefore nothing but a slap on the face of this court, he said. After the three-man panel of justice of the appellate court led by Justice Haruna Sanami had listened to the both sides, it reserved its ruling till a date to be communicated to the parties. Meanwhile, forget about this 6 Igbo tradition. Six Igbo traditional what? I don't trust them.
I told you to stop reading. Colin, stop reading. We've all known what was the outcome. Stop reading. I'll text you.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was sorry. I was trying to read it for the public. You know, you and I know the content. It is something we had. Okay. It is something we already know. But what about the public? So it is more about the public, so that those who do not know what had happened, they will know what had happened, and now they can see the source of the information. This is Vanguard newspaper. So they will also know that we do not come here to tell lies, and we don't believe in speculation. We believe in facts and the reality. Because some people will, if you don't present this information, some people will later argue that something like this never existed, that it is something we just forged on our own. So it is not only about you and I, it is about the entirety of Biafrans, including the one Nigerianist, including the IPOB.
I was telling you to summarize it to them, instead of reading the whole thing, because of our time.
Yeah, so that, yeah, okay. So, however, we have heard what the court said, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said, and from here we can detect the truth. They are trying to impose criminal law to Judge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while the court had already declared him innocent. And the Ozekome is now telling you that there is no need for that, and it is a slap to the court. After the court had declared someone innocent, then the government is now begin to hire other lawyers, arranging, trying to impose, that is criminality, and trying to give a different narrative, a conspiracy narrative, trying to turn Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's innocency to guiltiness, using their own lawyer. And the same lawyer that judged it initially are also lawyers of the Nigerian government. But it is only that God used them to speak the truth. And the evil people, the satanic agents, do not like it. Why are they afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release? They say there will be insecurity in the southeast. Why is it only why are they not afraid of insecurity in the north, insecurity in the middle belt, insecurity in the west? Why are they talking about that? Because to me, I am designing that they want us to say, hey, it is true, it is true. Hey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, don't be released. That is, and they want to turn the Southeasterners to begin to fight against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is one of the games. So, because Sunday Igboho had been released, and Sunday Igboho is not responsible for insecurity in Yoruba land. The insecurity in Yoruba land is being sponsored by Nigerian government and the Fulani terrorists. Why is our own different? Then he said, Nigerian, they said Fulani panel to reconsider MNK's case. All of these people saying this are just Fulanis. It is Fulanized judgment. This is the first factor. The government admits they didn't obey the court order, this is another factor. They admit that they didn't obey the court order, which means the Nigerian government is a rebellious and terrorist government indeed, who do not obey court order. And they are trying to impose their own conspiracy law on others. And that is what has been going on since the beginning of the existence of the so-called Nigeria. Then, the government accuses Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of posing flight risk. That if they release him, he may enter flight and run away. How can a free man run away? He is free. He has not committed no offense. Even if we are living in a world of justice, the UN should by now warn Nigeria that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released immediately. And if anything happened to him, then the UN will come for Nigerian government. But why are they not speaking? When they should be talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's safety, they are talking about him running away as if he has committed any crime. And they are just playing the game so that we forget about demanding their insults by extraordinarily renditing him, because in the right sense, those responsible for his extraordinary rendition must be brought to book. They must be judged and be dealt accordingly. So they are playing intellectual games that many people do not understand. So the government claims MNK's release will worsen insecurity. That is a lie. We all know. When they are short of excuses, so they begin to just lay hand on whatever that their sense provide to them. Nigerian government, not democratic, but detective. This is one of the things. They are not really government. Detective, but they claim they are democratic. So I want our people to be seeing all these lies.
Detective is even a lie for what? It's terrorist that fits it.
Yes. So, Mama Patricia, just in a brief moment, whether in 7 minutes or in 5 minutes, just give your brief analysis on this content, then present your memory verse of the day.
All right. Thank you, Collins. You see, we all know what is playing out. There's no person who does not know. Internationally and locally, they all know that Mazi is a just man. He has not broken any law known to man on earth or in heaven. No, he has nothing against him. They know it. Where they would have gone to challenge him is where he said Buhari is dead. They didn't go there since they know that they are saying the right thing according to what they know. That one they didn't go. To fight for freedom, is it not written in their own law and internationally? Self-determination, that's what we are talking about. They cannot go there and talk because it's written, it's known to man from heaven already. So they know very well that this man, they have nothing against him, only that he has exposed their evil, their agenda. He has brought them down. Mazi held the whole Nigeria, every one of them under his feet. And they could not get free. So the only thing they want to do is to do away with him so that they will continue. But they are mistakenly, because they don't know that he who is with him is against them and their legions of demons possessing them. The God that is with Mars, the truth alone that he has fought for, has just condemned all of them, hands down. So they can't see anything whereby they can hold him. They said his release will cause unrest. There's already unrest everywhere. Since he's there, it's inside the prison. There's still unrest, even doubled unrest. They have not found a better man. Nigeria as a whole, and all the alliances of Nigeria, like Catherine Lang in Britain, their only savior is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I remember what God talked about Moses. He said, the meekest man on earth that has compassion for humanity, that even his enemy, you will bring his enemy for him to kill. He will say, no, my enemy, go your way. I want you to live. And if there is anything, a scratch on Mazi, Nigeria, Britain, and all that has partook in putting him in these 2 years that is there suffering, not the first one, not the second one, they have finally opened the gateway to hell for themselves. That they are still breathing, even though their corpse is moving. That they are still breathing is because Mazi is alive. The good thing they will do for themselves is to remove their hands from that just man. I remember the wife of the man that condemned Jesus. The wife came and told him, do not lay your hands on that just man, because you suffer so many things. Many. Cain suffered so many things because he shed an innocent blood. And Nigeria, as Mazi said it, not only that it has fallen, it is dead and stinking, but they are only digging the big hell zone to push it inside. As many that put their hands in making sure that the gospel of freedom, redemption that Mazi brought to liberate not just Biafrans, so, and even he came for Biafrans, they will say he's how do they put it? He's trying to divide people from other, he's a racist or whatever. But he has come not only for Biafrans, he has come for the Middle Beltons, he has come for the Hausas, he has come for the Yorubas, he has come for even the Fulanis, the wicked, evil agents. He has come for them as well. He even told other countries, I'm going to release this blessing God gave to Biafrans, to you people, so that you stay well like we stay. This is a servant of God. This is a liberator. We have not found any like him, the world round. So if they think keeping him in means for them to start doing their evil continuously, you people, the government terrorists of Nigeria, that's what they are, terrorists. Before you came, Mazi came before you people, because God is the one who plans ahead of time. And after he's gone or whatever, you will not find any life anymore. It's like you are breathing now, your life will be gathered together and dashed to the rocks of hell. So we are telling Malami, who is saying he jumped bail, when you wanted to kill him and send the troops to his place, killed his father, mother, and many, so not just 28, because I'm not saying 28. These are the number the liars gave. Thousands, hundreds were killed. And it's not enough for you that he escaped. He escaped because you went to kill him. You didn't judge yourself as being wrong. The Fulani is that you let out Malami and Co. The retreats that they have put in the post and the position of lawyers, teaching the literates. Is it not laughable and pathetic? All the Fulanis kidnapping, raping, burning businesses, houses, doing so many evil things. How many have they arrested and kept in the prison? All of you governors and politicians in that zoological, including the ones in Biafra, you think you are there to serve your masters, to procure protection for your family, for your children, and that is a lot of wealth that you will stay and live and enjoy. The Bible said this night, that's what he told the rich man that has not any atom of reverence in him, saying that I have enough honor, enough riches. Let me just relax my soul and eat. Who will come to question me? Today it will be taken away from you. This message we are saying here is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody knows he has nothing wrong that he has committed. But the illiterates, the janjaweed, are upset that he revealed their secret before time to save humanity. And they have come to counter the judgment that was given. And we want to tell Malami and the illiterate lawyers, plus all the politicians and governors in Biafra land with any, whoever they are, whether they're in IPOB or outside, whose hand is in this? From the lives of Asari Dokubo to the lives of Uche Mefo and the lives of the so-called leaders of IPF or whoever that is against Mazi, hiding themselves, calling Mazi, IPOB. But behind, you people are the ones holding your brothers down. Going to tell them not to release him. Bringing many points. If you release him, we cannot continue with our political aspirants. Bringing up even Biafra government in exile. You all are deceiving yourself. Because the message we have for you people is this. If it is not the script that God gave to Mazi for the redemption of mankind, of Biafra and other ethnic group that are interested to be free, it's nothing. It's not it. You're wasting your time. But Mazi said, if you don't, he was talking to Biafrans then, if you don't give me arms and what I will need, when this ISIS comes in, I will not do anything again. And they'll wipe you all out. He said it how many years back? Now those ISIS have already finally came in. So it's very hot now. Very, very hot. So Malami, you can keep Maz and saying that he jumped there. We are keeping him so that he will not run away. If you, Malami, and your illiterate lawyers and your evil conspirators, you are in your house and somebody come to kill you, escape, will anybody come and say you did wrong for escaping? Biafrans, I'm telling us, it's time you remove every ego and start defending yourself by force and by fire. Those Fulanis or ISIS that have come in, they are human, they are not iron. They are not spirit, they are human beings. They can have everything they want to have. But when you decide and stand right, the same 1967 war, they didn't defeat us, we will do it. But we have to single out all the saboteurs, remove them out of our way, from governor to politician to even individuals, so that the 100 men will come and fight. It's better to be late than delayed. Let's go to our scripture for today. Collins. John 15. Mazi Collins, are you there?
Yes.
Look of our time, because we're already gone far.
Yes.
We're supposed to finish by 6.
John 15,
verse 13 and 14.
John 15,
13 and 14.
Reading from Amplified. No one has greater love. No one has shown stronger affection than to lay down, give up his own life for his friends. You are my friends if you keep on doing the things which I command you to do.
Thank you. This is just a message for us all, Biafrans. And we've just had it from the Torah, from the scripture that Mazi quotes every now and then to brush us up, to put the fire and the key in our hands. The only truth that will set us free when we follow it. He said, no greater love had any man than a man to lay down his life for his friend. And you are no more enemies or slaves, but you are my friends if you do what I tell you to do. How many of us are following, like Collins asked in the previous question, whether all of these people are propagating the freedom of Biafra or another thing? They have to, everyone have to question himself. Everyone has to search his conscience and know whether you are following in total. These people are all that Mazi has taught us from the one that he came out alone, a single man, a lone voice in the wilderness, crying, shouting like John the Baptist, preparing us to get our freedom. That is enough of this suffering. He cried, he waited, he fasted, he did everything. He revealed every secret that the British, the Fulani Janjaweed with the aliens were hiding from us. He let it out to us. He called us his own people, his own brothers, with love in his heart. Are we doing all that he has listed out to us, telling us if we want Biafra, that we will be this, we will not go to Dechi, we will not wrong our brothers, we will be passionate, we will we shouldn't look at anything that has to do with evil. Not going to do or not going to the Dibia to ask for anything. Today we are hearing people, every time they will run to Dibia, they will run to do Odechi, they will go to Dibia Anyanzu, they will go to the darkest place to have their meeting and do their concoctions and kill one lamb or one chicken or one thing or the other. And they still want Biafra. And they still say they are following Mazi. Those spirits you go to consult, is it what Mazi did? We saw him openly. He will come out and cry out to God like the children of God did from Israel that we are affiliated with. That's what he taught us. He told us to maintain truth and honesty and be bold. Have passion in what we are doing. Consistent. Is this what Mazi told us and left with us that we are doing? No man has ever loved you and told you that for over 18 years he has been in this thing. He wants to get him mad. And he said, probably I've committed some evil that God gave me this burden in the heart for Biafrans. He loves his people. He wants them to be free so that they can enjoy what God gave them, like the international world. This is what he said. He led his life. He said, I'll sacrifice everything sacrificable just for Biafra to be free and other ethnic groups. My question, or the question thrown to us today, are we seeing in IPOB, in any a political aspirant? Is anybody willing to give up even his penny, even his child, even his wife, even his parents? Has anybody done that? Would anybody die for Nigeria? Nobody will. Not even in the whole country. Nobody will die for any person in the country. Only those that God brought out, like Moses, like Paul, that can do like Jesus. And he said, when we do what he says, then we are his friend. Then we are his followers. Then we are his spokesman. When we keep ourselves clean, honest, truthful, selfless, passionate for Biafra, removing the desire for accumulating wealth, or answering Oga, or answering all the powers, or answering we are in the control. Mazi gave us this thing. We are the one in the leadership. Is that what Mazi taught us? Lying every day, taking people for a ride, confusing them, hitting in the bush and coming out and asking who is doing, knowing you are not pursuing Biafra and you are just there with the Fulanis, distracting us like Peter Obi. Lying and seeing your people suffering. You are not touched. Selling your people. Is that what Mazi taught us? Nobody can love us like Mazi did. He loved us because God gave him that special love for us, as to give us a listening ear to do what will save us and deliver us. None other. None other. But Peter Obio, if you like him, let him wear the coat of an angel. Soludo, if you let him put on a white apron. How many there are in political stage in that Biafra or in the whole Nigeria? Nobody loves Afro. You've had some video clips that says who will come and challenge them. Is it the ones that have not even eaten? They want the vulcanizer. They want this. They want you had that clip. They don't love you. They're only playing games. Your house is being overflooded. Your city, your village is being overflooded. You are now in the camp for the Fulanis to go to be raping and killing and asking ransom to buy arms. And they're telling you, do not defend yourself. Hand over your arms. It's time we rise up, Biafrans. It's time we rise up, even the Yoruba. Let us stop being foolish and the lifeless in action. Let us challenge these. They are looking for a place to make their home. They are coming. Yes, ISIS is coming. But who told you that once, because they are ISIS, because they are prepared, because they have everything, that they win? What wins is your determination, your consistency, your perseverance, your knowing the truth and where you belong and standing firm to defend it, like it happened in the Bible. That's what we have to do. When God sees that you're ready to defend your life and the life of your people, without being greedy over money, greed over position, greed over rubbish promises, these things will pass away. But only truth and righteousness will redeem Biafra and set us free. So Biafrans, please, stop being oh yes member. Stop being follow in because the crowd is large. Let's go there. We are giving ESN to support so that they will do. How many ESN are the ones doing the work? Instead of fighting and killing themselves because the Fulanis organize them. We had Maz in the broadcast, which he said, all these pro-Biafrans, that some of them are created, if not, he said they are created by the Fulanis to cause confusion and division and all that they have been doing for long. It's only IPOB because the founder is God and he mandated Mazi to liberate us. Only that. If we don't follow all that he said and listening to those that have infiltrated in one way or the other, not doing the what he said, then we are not for him. That's what it is. If we do what he says, then we are for him. We are his friend. By this time, we're supposed to be all out to challenge these people that are holding our leader when the court have released it. But nobody is doing anything because all of us are afraid to die. And the same death we will die. But it depends on how you died. Thank God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank God for him. Thank God, because he's a free man. And God will vindicate him. But as many that has put their hand in all that has befallen him, go and write it down as Mazi used to prophesy. It will never be well with you and your generation. Because you saw truth and you covered it. You know where you're supposed to act and walk. You decided to cowardly hide under the table. Truth you cannot say because you're being paid. You are being paid so that you live well. Then you come out to be lying and be petting and robbing one another. And be showing off. Is that what Mazi taught us? It's not. Today is the day of salvation. Today is the day of turning back to stand in truth and in honesty and do that which we have neglected. Thank you, Biafrans. Let's join together and do the right thing. Until next week, God bless you all. Thank you, Collins.
God bless you, my patricians, Biafrans, and the world at large. And we are very, very happy that God has used us once again today to bless you very immensely, because we are responsible to enriching you with the right information. We are doing the work of brain resets. When they say otherwise, then we come and tell you about the reality. You know, detecting all of the fallacies, lies, and deceptions they present to you. The lies and deceptions, psychological brainwashing, brain damage, and mental captivity that they've been using as a weapon against us for decades that we never realized. So God had called us for this liberation. And without psychological liberation, there can never be any liberation, because your actions are determined by your thoughts. They are determined by your mindsets. So without psychological liberation, our people will never understand that they are slaves. So that is the work we have been doing. So it is when people understand that they are slaves, then we come and tell them as a slave, this is what you are losing. And this is what is supposed to be your right. These problems you are suffering is as a result of this and that. Then you begin to identify them. Then it is stage by stage. We take you to, so what do you really want to be free? Because the choice to being free is personal. Because even in the Bible, there are people, even when God did not create anybody to be slaves, but there are people who have the mentality of subservient, who choose to settle at third class, fifth class, 10th class, or second class of humanity in everything. Even when the opportunity is granted to them to be free, they say, let them settle where they are, because they are not courageous to venture more and more for total liberation. And that is the reason I am not surprised that we have saboteurs among us. However, there are people with the mindset of absolute freedom, of which two of us here, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the many other Biafrans, have the mindset of absolute freedom, and this is what we are pursuing. So we have come to the end of today's program. We thank you for your listening ears. Whether you are against us, we always provide you with reality. What you stand against us for today, tomorrow you will understand and begin to realize. And we are doing documentation. Some of the content we have here are content that people would take their time in the future to come back to re-listen. So may God bless you for being with us. My Patricia, may you say bye to Biafrans.
Bye,
Work together.
Biafrans. Mazi loves you people. Stand with him and with his teachings, and we move on. Thank you.
Invite others. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, Inima Biafra TV. Also follow me on Facebook. If you are not among my friend list, now I have 4,950 thereabout. So there is the space of 50 to complete it, 5,000, which is the maximum for Facebook as friend list. Then on YouTube, I need people's subscription. Subscribe to my YouTube, and you are free to be calling, though we have not been placing call these days, but whenever our program is ongoing, we also entertain people's call. You come and hear your view, or even we'll share the link so that you can come in and share your view, your contribution, or your contrary opinion with us. So may God bless you until we meet again. The program
next week. Yeah. Share and share. Thank you, dear friends.